Here's another fun little video. I made a video called If I Lost My Hair, Envy Me Less, but still respect me for my words of wisdom. Mandar Kumthakar had this to say, quote, "Hi Nick, good subject indeed. I have a question. My father is 73 years old now, and his hairline is slightly receding for the last 3 years. Before that, he had no signs of any thinning. Do you think that this is pattern baldness? Does male pattern baldness start in such an odd age, almost from nowhere? I heard that if you don't have any thinning at age 50, you're safe for life. Is that true?" End quote. My instant answer is yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you can make it to age 50 and have no thinning and virtually, I'd say still be Norwood 2 at the worst, by that age, I mean, add on another 20 years, or 23 more years to where you're 73, yeah, you're probably going to be good for life. I'm thinking right now of Harrison Ford. I mean, isn't he in his early 70s? And he's kind of been in barely Norwood 2 most of his adult life. And just now in the newer Star Wars movies, if you look closely, well, I guess the last one that he was in, he's kind of like me, Norwood 2.5 at the worst, and has some thinning here. But I mean, his might be slightly worse than mine, and he's already in his 70s. So yeah, I would absolutely say if you can make it to age 50, the chances of you going bald after that, probably not so great. As long as like I'm thinking of my Italian grandfather, whose DNA was actually Middle Eastern and Jewish. He got brain cancer and ultimately died of it. But he had full thick hair his whole life. And it wasn't until after the chemo that when his hair started growing back, it seemed that it was thinner then. But I would say if you don't have any health issues, yeah, if you can make it to age 50, yeah, there's a good chance you're gonna be set. And that's really kind of what it comes down. The further along you can make it in life, the more likely you are to continue not being bald. Just like for me, it's like a waiting game. I keep waiting to go bald. And now, man, when I turn 37 in a couple months, I'll be at that point pushing 40. And even now I'm looking at this selfie cam thinking, how do you have that much hair? This doesn't make sense. This isn't who you were. You were supposed to be a guy who was already noticeably balding by this point, and you're still getting away with that much hair? How are you doing that? So I feel like I'm living this myself. At some point it's going to end. But yeah, the longer you make it without losing your hair, the higher the chances you are of not going bald. And to simplify it even more, one of my theories that I always say is 20% of men in their 20s are noticeably bald, 30% in their 30s, and so on. So that means that men in their 70s, 70% of them are noticeably bald, but that still leaves a 30% of that are probably maybe Norwood 3 at the very worst. They still have kept most of their hair and people don't think of them as balding. So of course a lot goes into it. That's my simple answer. If you like this video, I've got literally thousands more about hair loss to help try to answer any question someone might have about male pattern baldness.